I got off work today and ran straight over to O'Reilly Auto Parts. I know we're on lockdown, but I had to do it because we have to keep these videos going for you guys. And we just picked up some oil. We've got Valvoline 520, we've got a Bosch oil filter, and we have some Baramin B12 fuel system cleaner. So just a basic oil change video today, right? Well, we are going to be changing oil from what I previously had, VR1 2050, to, like I said, the full synthetic 520, which is a considerable weight difference. I only put VR1 in the car because summer, engine's running hot, whatever. TJ Hunt had a significant impact on me. I don't know. Famous people say something, I listen, I'm like, okay, cool, we'll run VR1 because TJ says run VR1 and we'll be all fine and dandy, which the oil does not hurt the car. It's just way thicker than I need. And then the 520 will actually be a lot thinner and easier on the engine parts at colder temperatures, so that'll be nice. And we are going to try a little experiment. I read online that thicker oil is better for like noisier bottom ends if you're trying to combat that sound or whatever, keep those bearings tight down low. And then thinner oil is actually a lot better for upper end noisy lifters and cam and valve train kind of stuff, which my car actually has. A lot of Volkswagens and BMWs and all that suffer from that ticking noise up top, and we might be able to combat that with thinner oil. So I'm going to put that to the test and see how this goes. We'll pull the car into the garage and we will start with this oil change for like the 400th time on the car. Stay tuned. So the first thing that I want to do is actually get like a baseline, so we can test this experiment, is get like a baseline sound test for you guys. So I am going to set the camera down, I'm going to start the car, and then we'll check out the noise that is coming from the head, and you guys can verify that it is there and you can hear it, and then we will go ahead, change the oil. We'll proceed with caution since the engine is pretty hot, and get this oil changed. And then we'll go ahead and fire the car up with the new oil, let it warm up, let the oil heat up, and then we'll go ahead and see if the noise has reduced. If not, we have fresh oil in the car, so there's a win there. And then if it is a little bit quieter, that'll also be a win there and tell us that thinner oil lubricates the top end of the engine a little bit better than thicker oil would. So let's see. So that is the noise that I am talking about. It is coming from the head and the cam and all of that, or in that area. So we'll see if thinner oil will alleviate that. Another thing that I would like to actually compare is the turbo spool down, and see how long it lasts with this oil, the 2050, and then also with the 520. So I'm going to stop the car. I'm going to set you guys right next to my intake pipe, and hopefully you guys can hear it. When the turbo, or when I stop the engine, the turbo keeps spinning. You can kind of hear the ball bearings in there. They make like a distinct sound. So let's see. Hopefully the camera picked that up. It was probably like 8 to 10 seconds of spool down for the turbo. And we'll see if that increases with the thinner oil. So we got the old oil filter off, as you guys saw. We got the old oil drained out, as you guys also saw. Now we are gonna go ahead and install the new oil filter, put new oil in the car, and then we should be good to fire it up and see if this viscosity changes anything with how the engine runs. We have some oil in the car now, so let's go ahead and start it up and start priming the system, get some air bubbles out of there, and then we'll check the oil level, and then we'll top it off and make sure everything's good. Then we'll let the car warm up, and then we can go ahead and run our tests. Alright guys, so we are ready to test it out. I did already warm up the car, let it run for a while, let the oil level settle, check the oil again off camera, and now I think we're ready to fire it up. We will check to see if the ticking has gone down or away, whatever. I'm not too optimistic on that, just from what I was hearing already, but we'll give it a second chance, and then we will also hear to see if the spool down is any longer, because less drag with thinner oil. So let's see what happens. It sounds just as loud, if not louder, in my opinion. So that was a loss. All right, and interesting, the spool down seemed like it was a little bit more, the stop was a little bit more subtle than the previous oil. It would kind of just like shh and then stop. This one kind of seemed like you could hear it slowly ramp down and come to a gradual stop rather than such an abrupt stop. So that could be a little bit better. The oil is not like crazy hot like the other oil had been run from work to O'Reilly's to home and then into the garage. This has literally just been started for 5-10 minutes, max and just idled here in the garage, so it is not hot, but it's pretty hot. So yeah, anyway, I think we have come to a conclusion that does not help lifter tick, so that was an L. And spool down, minimal. We'll have to check when it has been run for a long time, and maybe then it would have an effect on that, but I don't know. I don't think it's going to do too much for me, but it is nice having fresh oil in the car, so always a plus to that. Anyway, I think we're going to call it there, and thank you guys for watching for, what is this, like day number 3, Wednesday? Yeah, like day number 3, and we're going strong. So thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.